Alright guys, in today's video we are talking about Itachi Uchiha once again, but this is regarding the Uchiha clan downfall through the perspective of the third Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi, and how his lack of leadership skills likely caused the infamous decision that Itachi had to take for his clan and be the true martyr for Konoha. Let's go balls deep and dive into this analysis. So, to those that have watched my things you didn't know about Shisui video, or the real reason Sasuke did not destroy Konoha, you will have a better understanding than most regarding the chain of events that caused the way the Uchiha clan downfall occurred, and the implications of the actions taken by the parties involved. Make sure to watch them after this video. So since this video is mainly going to explore the relationship between Itachi, Danzo and the third Hokage, let's quickly debrief how Hiruzen came into that position. As we explained in our war series in Naruto, Hiruzen became the third Hokage during the first Shinobi World War, in which Tobirama and his squad were ambushed by Kinkaku force, which were 20 elite Jonin. Tobirama, Danzo and Hiruzen were present on the scene, but Danzo hesitated to volunteer for the escape plan. Tobirama was setting this up and Hiruzen stepped up. Danzo was always competitive with Hiruzen and felt jealous that he didn't have the balls to volunteer like him, and then gets educated by Tobirama that he takes too much time making crucial decisions that may cost the lives of others. This event during Danzo's life becomes a cornerstone and defines who he is later on in life, whilst Hiruzen is declared the third Hokage by Tobirama on the spot as he takes on the Kinkaku force. From a young age, we know Danzo is Hiruzen's rival and their relationship is competitiveness in everything, but in my opinion, it's not the type of rivalry that I see with Naruto and Sasuke or Rock Lee and Neji. The way Danzo speaks and thinks in regards to Hiruzen is more negative than usual, in which he believes he should be Hokage and wants that role. He is conniving, deceitful and crafty. Even some dialogue gives it away during the first war. He's such a simp, in which he says, "Sarutobi, I wonder what you're thinking." I mean, why don't you think for yourself? Why does he have to one-up his own best friend during a war? And who the hell thinks like that when everyone's life is at stake? This is why when they are older, Danzo's characteristics are not surprising at all, and his position he puts Shisui and Itachi in is expected out of this bitch. He's just a Before Tobirama died and left the role to Hiruzen, he created units in Konoha and established the society more. Hashirama had told him to treat the Uchiha well, but Tobirama decided to give them the role of police in the village. This ended up being a mistake, and Orochimaru states this to him when they were resurrected. The fear and distrust for the Uchiha grew over time, but when they were the police at the same time, everyone in the village started to hate them and distrust them even more by isolating themselves from them. It makes sense why Tobirama thought this was a good idea, since Sharingan can see crime better, but he would feel prejudice anyway since they had countless battles with the Uchiha and they killed his father, mother and brother. But why is Danzo such a hater? It's because he's a bitch? Danzo was a person that took actions into his own hands and deceived Hiruzen right under his nose, but at the same time it was the lack of leadership and poor political skills that caused the Uchiha to die. In the Itachi Shinden Volume 2, which is canon and was adapted by the anime, it involves great detail the relationship between Itachi Uchiha, Shisui, Danzo and the third Hokage and how they felt about each other. The anime tries to adapt the novel, however, just like manga or other media, not everything can be conveyed 100% in anime. Sometimes the novel goes into much greater details of how things unraveled with the day Itachi had to make the choice of becoming a martyr. The first thing all of us need to remember is that Itachi Uchiha was a pacifist, meaning a person who believes that war and violence are unjustifiable. He became this way during the Third Shinobi World War at 4 years old, when his father Fugaku took him onto the battlefield. Itachi helped a dying shinobi, but the enemy still tried to kill him. Itachi gained his Sharingan and made his first kill. He asked his father Fugaku, "Why did this shinobi try to kill me?" And his father responds that this is what war between nations is. After this incident, Itachi started to question life philosophically, but after the birth of his brother Sasuke, he gained new perspective and loved him. As Itachi grew older, this became a cornerstone and defining trait for his character, which affected his decision to becoming a martyr for Konoha. Now, let's briefly remind everyone regarding the chain of events that occurred during the Uchiha clan downfall, which will lead fans to believe that the third Hokage having poor leadership skills during the political times. Danzo being the snake that manipulates every single character and person involved, in my opinion, Hiruzen the third Hokage should have killed or imprisoned Danzo for treason a long time ago. I'll talk about that later on in the video. So by now we all know why the coup was happening and how Fugaku, the father of Itachi, installed him as a spy for the clan to inform them of everything Konoha was planning. However, this backfired since Itachi didn't believe in his clan's ideology to take over. Thus, he was a double agent for Konoha and feeding everything back to Danzo and the Hokage. The Uchiha for a long time in the village had gained a disdained reputation among everyone from the very beginning. Tobirama made them the police and not involved in the upper class decisions. But this tension grew even bigger after the Nine Tails attacked Konoha, since everyone began to believe the Uchiha were behind it because of the Sharingan controlling tailed beasts. Furthermore, the Uchiha took no action against the nine-tailed fox whilst this was happening, and within the anime we find out it was because of Danzo ordering the Uchiha to focus on protecting the villagers instead. This further caused a rift between the Uchiha with others, eventually causing them to be surveillanced and relocated even further away from the village. Now, this is something the third Hokage did not want to happen, but his poor leadership skills and the communication did not work since Danzo and the other elders said it was the right decision and he was overruled. The mistrust and the isolation of the Uchiha created hostile feelings amongst Konoha, which ultimately led to the curse of hatred to take into effect with the coup d'etat. Shisui Uchiha was also a spy for the third Hokage and was feeding information back to him regarding how the Uchiha were feeling and what they discussed in their clan meetings. However, again, the third didn't really act upon any of this information. But before I dive deep into that, we need to discuss Itachi since he was getting older too, and in the novel it explains how Danzo convinced Hiruzen the third Hokage to lie about Itachi's age to join the Anbu since the team captain had to be 13 years old. However, Itachi was 12. This led to Itachi being manipulated and under the close eye of Danzo the whole time, since his strings took a strong grasp within the politics, and it was also decided that his team was set by Danzo, who controls a part of the Anbu. So he set up fakes and spies the whole time by the Albarume clan, for example, such as Yoji Albarume, the same guy that poisoned and killed Shisui later on. Also, Danzo's route was one portion of the Anbu, but it was completely detached from the Anbu under the third Hokage's direct control for its leadership and chain of command. Itachi had heard that for this reason there weren't frequent exchanges of information and people within the Anbu. For a few years that went by, the third Hokage, the whole time, he did not know there was even a plan for a coup, since Shisui admitted to Itachi that he hadn't informed him yet, and Danzo was controlling the information between the parties, intercepting both spies he had. The third hadn't even picked up on anything, and the growing tension and political conflicts that were always there. So I don't know why he didn't act upon it or grow suspicious. Like, what the hell is he smoking in his pipe? God damn, is that some Gucci? I mean, think about it, guys. Danzo is the same dude that tried to kill the third Hokage, and Hiruzen's like cool with it. This is the same dude that tries to steal Kakashi's Sharingan, but nothing gets done about it. It makes no sense how poor the decision making was during this time. It's like he had gone senile and too gentle. Danzo spoke as if he was Itachi's direct boss, but Itachi, who was an Anbu under the Hokage's direct control, wasn't connected to the root. On the surface, Danzo and Itachi had no professional relationship whatsoever. So skipping a chain of events, after years of tension at this point, Shisui ended up deciding to use the Koto Amatsu Kami on Fugaku to stop the coup from happening, but Danzo again interfered since he had all the information too. He stole his eye and poisoned him, thus Shisui left everything to Itachi Uchiha and asked him to protect the Uchiha name. This all happened right under the third Hokage's control, and he had no idea of how everything turned out. Itachi was 12 at the time and eventually accused of killing Shisui, and obviously we all remember how angry Itachi became with them and was about to fight them. However, his father interrupts and says sorry for him. I'd like to remind you guys about the characterization of Itachi at this point. This isn't the same stoic, mature and calm-natured boy we all are so used to seeing when he's older. This is a younger Itachi who sees the bigger picture and no one understands his feelings or thoughts. He has the burden of being in a position where he is caught to the left where nothing is right, or to the right where nothing is left. After Shisui's death, Itachi became the only piece under control against the Uchiha. If you did not understand why Shisui's death and his truth could not be told to everyone, you will need to watch my 8 things you didn't know about him video. In the meanwhile, in the novel of Itachi Shinden Volume 2, it is revealed during a meeting between the 3rd Hokage, Danzo and Itachi. Hiruzen of course feared a civil war, guys, from breaking out, but on the contrary, he never once, and I mean even one time, talked to Fugaku or the others regarding the situation, even whilst the tension was so high. This is why the 3rd Hokage was so ignorant and didn't even know a coup or how bad the situation had gotten, because he didn't even bother communicating with them for peace to occur. The book further states how it was Hiruzen, the 3rd Hokage, who had removed Shisui from the ordinary missions and allowed him to act secretly. On the surface, this elevated his feelings, but doing so, he was just like Danzo, who had been allowed to spy on the clan and promote Itachi to captain. Finally, during this meeting, Itachi's feelings are further explained on how Hiruzen asked him to buy him a little more time or as much as possible, and Itachi's thoughts describe how the old people in front of him have only wasted 1 year of time, and in exchange of Shisui's life, they haven't even been able to work out a concrete plan, have they? The coup d'etat would be carried out in 10 days time. What would happen by buying some time for these old people? That's how Itachi felt. So now that we know 1 year had passed since Shisui's death, at this point the 3rd Hokage had done nothing. Itachi was now 13 years old, and this confirms he was 13 when he slaughtered his clan. They end up trying to devise a plan to end the coup, and Hiruzen, the 3rd Hokage, voices his opinion that the Uchiha are old comrades in arms. I want to talk with them without using violence. Itachi responded in his head, why hadn't he shown this intention much earlier? It was too late now. Giving much disdain on how the 3rd Hokage dealt with everything, Itachi felt the way Hiruzen had asked him for favors, it sounded vain to his ears, who had spat out those words opposite to his true feelings. Itachi was so angry with the 3rd Hokage and felt his leadership was poor. After this meeting, the coup was to happen 10 days after. In the novel, it explains how Itachi had become aware of Hiruzen's self-justified and hypocritical attitude towards the Uchiha. He had also already understood Danzo's true feelings, so it was decided that day that he would destroy his own clan and solve all the political issues the country has and avoid war at all costs from all fronts. Itachi was disappointed in himself because he wasn't able to find any other way besides that one, and he constantly thought how he would have to apologize to Shisui, who had died entrusting him with that future. On the day Itachi had to destroy his clan, it is described in the novel of how he passed through his good and evil feelings. His memories became confused and washed his thoughts away like a muddy stream. It was too late to regret now, but that doesn't necessarily mean his feelings were perfectly clear. The karma Itachi would bear from now on wasn't a thing he could easily explain. It was in a position in which transcended his memories and his doubts and hesitations and resolution. It was everything. Itachi himself didn't even know what kind of person in the world he would become after the day was over. After the plan had been executed, he met up with the 3rd Hokage and obviously made a deal with him. He even joined the Akatsuki and still passed on information back to him. He also made Danzo strip of power, and Hiruzen, the 3rd Hokage, look after Sasuke, right? However, before Itachi left Konoha forever, he cried once more of the events and thought about how he admired the third's perceptiveness, which surpassed even the Sharingan at times. On the other hand, he was disgusted by it. He questioned the third Hokage. If he had the ability to read people's hearts so cleverly, why didn't he walk the path of cooperation with the Uchiha clan? He felt like asking so, but even if he did, it was an inevitable thing. It didn't change the fact that Itachi was an S-rank criminal. The clan had completely perished except for the two brothers, Sasuke and Itachi. That was his reality. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new, and now you understand why I don't like the third Hokage, and I may make a video about that whole topic of all the bad decisions that he made, and he technically caused Obito technically caused everything, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Smash the like button, follow me on Twitter, or let me know your opinion in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.